Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. European countries have condemned an incident where Israeli soldiers fired near a diplomatic delegation in the occupied West Bank, with Italy and France both requesting Israeli ambassadors to explain what happened. Israeli soldiers fired warning shots near a large group of diplomats from Europe, the Middle East, and Asia who were touring the West Bank city of Jenin, sparking criticism from participating countries at a time when Israel faces growing pressure to end the war in Gaza. Video from the incident showed diplomats, their staff, and Palestinian Authority personnel running for cover and into their vehicles amid the shooting. They were near the entrance to Jenin's refugee camp, where Israeli forces have been carrying out a months-long operation that has emptied the area of its residents. The tour was organized by the Palestinian Authority. There were diplomatic representatives from roughly 24 countries on the tour. The Israeli military said the diplomatic delegation had strayed from an approved route in an active combat zone. The military said IDF soldiers operating in the area fired warning shots to distance them away. No injuries or damage was reported, the military said. It added that representatives of the countries present would be briefed on findings from an initial inquiry. President Donald Trump on Tuesday unveiled new details of his sweeping Golden Dome missile defense initiative, a $175 billion plan to create a space-based shield capable of intercepting long-range ballistic and hypersonic threats from across the globe. Inspired by Israel's Iron Dome, but on a vastly larger scale, Trump said the system would be completed within 3 years, before the end of his term. Major defense contractors, including Elon Musk's SpaceX, are vying for a role in the project, though experts have cast doubt on the aggressive timeline, feasibility, and cost. The Pentagon has submitted several development options, with the White House selecting a preferred architecture, though specific details remain vague. Trump claimed that Canada has expressed interest in joining the initiative, with officials from both countries reportedly in talks to strengthen NORAD and broader security cooperation. Critics argue the project could fuel an arms race and further militarize space, with China warning it could undermine global stability. A jail maintenance worker was arrested for allegedly helping the 10 inmates who escaped from a New Orleans corrections facility last Friday. Sterling Williams, 33 years old, told police he turned off water in a cell after an inmate threatened him with violence, allowing the escapees to pull a metal toilet and sink off a wall without flooding the cell, according to an arrest warrant. 2 women accused of assisting the jail escapees have also been arrested, according to Louisiana State Police. 32-year-old Courtney Harris of New Orleans and 38-year-old Corvante Baptiste of Slidell each were booked with accessory after the fact to the May 16th escape. Police say the inmates escaped from the jail by pulling the metal toilet and sink off the wall, using an unknown tool to saw steel bars and squeezing through the hole behind it. Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill said Williams should have reported the inmate instead of turning off the water. Williams was charged with 10 counts of principal to simple escape and 1 count of malfeasance in office, according to Murrill. Both are felonies. The inmates then used blankets to climb over a barbed wire fence and ran across the highway, police said. 3 of the inmates were caught by Friday night. Another was captured Monday in the city. Flight restrictions in Newark Liberty International Airport will remain in place through June as the Federal Aviation Administration continues to address technical and staffing issues following radar and radio outages that disrupted air traffic late last month. The FAA is capping arrivals and departures at 28 per hour, down from the usual 38 to 39, to accommodate staffing shortages after several air traffic controllers took trauma leave following the initial April 28th outage. A runway construction project and the return of those controllers could allow the cap to increase slightly in mid-June. While the FAA has made interim fixes, including new fiber optic lines and software updates, a long-term solution involving new radar infrastructure could take months. The outages attributed to failed radar and communication lines highlight the urgent need for system-wide upgrades. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy recently proposed a multi-billion-dollar modernization plan with $12.5 billion tentatively included in a pending House bill. The Environmental Protection Agency announced it will eliminate federal incentives for automatic start-stop engine technology, a move welcomed by drivers who have long criticized the feature for its inconvenience. Common in more than 60% of U.S. vehicles, the system shuts off the engine at red lights and restarts it when the driver accelerates to save fuel and cut emissions. Originally introduced under the Obama administration to meet fuel efficiency standards, start-stop technology has drawn complaints about sluggish acceleration, reduced air conditioning performance, and increased engine wear. While automakers tout its environmental benefits, critics argue the gains are negligible, especially for highway driving. The EPA's decision to remove incentives doesn't ban the technology, but signals a shift away from promoting it in federal emissions policy. Thanks for watching Braintree today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
Hi, I'm Tom Lyons, a retired captain from the Quincy Fire Department and the author of the book Fighting Fire, A Proactive Approach. Cooking is the leading cause of home fires. Unattended cooking is the leading cause of these fires and related deaths. Therefore, keep a close eye on your cooking. If you must leave the kitchen, bring a utensil with you as a reminder of your efforts. Set a timer for food taking longer to cook. Turn pot handles towards the back of the stove. Keep a lid nearby when cooking. If a small grease fire starts, slide the lid over the pan and shut off the burner. You can take an active role in your safety. Cooking safety starts with you.
Welcome back. A familiar face is taking the reins of Braintree High School's boys basketball program as alum Dave Wall returns home to lead the team 20 years after graduating and playing under longtime coach Bob Crook. Wall, who coached Walpole High's girls varsity team for a decade, now steps into the role following Crook's retirement in March after 35 seasons and 431 wins. Wall calls the opportunity overwhelming and special, saying Braintree was the only job that could pull him away from Walpole. Wall inherits a team that's graduating 11 seniors but still boasts talent like returning Herget Division MVP Ethan Eli and rising junior Chris Fauro. Crook praised the hire, calling Wall a great choice, with deep community ties and a passion for the program. Wall says he's ready to keep the ball rolling in a town he calls a true basketball community. A new Tavern in the Square restaurant is planning to take over the former TGI Fridays location at 60 Forbes Road in Braintree, just across from the South Shore Plaza. The growing regional chain is currently in the permitting phase and will go before the town's licensing board on May 27th to request food and alcohol licenses previously held by the now closed TGI Fridays, which shut down in January after its parent company filed for bankruptcy. The restaurant plans to renovate the space and add a 1,200 square foot outdoor patio, bringing the total size to over 16,600 square feet. Tavern in the Square, which recently opened a location in South Weymouth, now operates 17 locations across 5 states and was acquired in March by Authentic Restaurant Brands. Braintree will honor veterans this Memorial Day with a special ceremony scheduled for this Sunday, May 25th at 11 a.m. at Blue Hill Cemetery, located at 700 West Street. Complimentary coffee and donuts will also be available Saturday through Monday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the tent adjacent to the Veterans section. Residents who can't attend in person can watch the ceremony broadcast later on BCAM TV's government channels, Comcast Channel 8 and Verizon Channel 26. Food Truck Wednesdays are rolling into Braintree for the summer, kicking off on May 7th and running weekly through August 27th from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Highlands Blue Playground near South Street and Cats Academy. Hosted in partnership with the South Shore Food Truck Association, the event will feature a rotating lineup of local food trucks offering residents a chance to enjoy dinner picnic style on the lawn. Organizers encourage attendees to bring blankets and check the association's social media pages each week for updates on which trucks will be serving. Braintree's Blue Bag program is returning for its second year, and Mayor Joyce is inviting residents to help clean the town. Residents can participate by picking up a blue bag at the mayor's office, filling it with litter collected from anywhere in town, and leaving it securely tied near the curb. After notifying the mayor's office about the location, the Department of Public Works will come by to pick it up. For more information or to get involved, contact the mayor's office at 781-794-8000. The Braintree Senior Center is offering a full slate of weekly programs and special events for residents 60 years and older. Weekly offerings include spa day by appointment, daily fitness classes, game day on Tuesdays, the Asian outreach group on Wednesdays, and movie day on Fridays. Special one-day events include an Alzheimer's support group on May 27th at 4 p.m. and on May 28th, Dr. Barker will host a houseplant care seminar at 1 p.m. All programs take place at the Braintree Senior Center, and you can call them to sign up at 781-848-1963. Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
The library has some exciting programs coming up, and of course they are all free. Thursday, May 29th is an early release day for Braintree Public Schools. So kids aged 7 to 12 can do some hands-on robotics with CodeWhiz that day. CodeWhiz will provide the know-how and the robots. Space is limited to 20, so please register your child on the library's online event calendar at fairpubliclibrary.org/events. The evening of Thursday, May 29th at 6 p.m. is a murder mystery party. It is set in an enchanted forest. The teen librarian, Courtney Trudeau, directs this group of Braintree teen actors. Will you be able to guess who the murderer is? Registration is required. Register with library staff at 781-848-0405, extension 4417, or on our online event calendar at fairpubliclibrary.org/events. The night of the murder mystery party. Check-in begins at 6 p.m. and you'll receive a group assignment and a party packet. Doors will close at 6:30 to start the party, so don't be late. Dressing up is optional, so wear your best whimsical attire if you so desire. Light refreshments will be served. For adults who love to craft, come to the Craft Supply Swap. Join us Saturday, May 31st from 11 to 3:30 p.m. for our first craft supply swap. Start the spring fresh by bringing new or gently used arts and crafts materials to swap for new-to-you supplies. Each person may bring in up to 2 bags. Bring your extra fabrics, yarn, decorative paper, pattern, tools, paint, beads, and other arts and crafts materials. Donations are not required to participate. We recommend you bring a reusable tote to take home the items you choose. Many library resources are available to you at home 24/7. A very useful one for students is Peterson's Test Prep, which teens can use to do SAT prep for free. Peterson's has full-length practice exams to improve SAT scores, plus tutorials to build foundational knowledge. An info session for parents and teens will be offered at the library on Wednesday, June 4th at 7 p.m. with Courtney Trudeau, the teen librarian. In less than 1 hour, learn how Peterson's Test Prep can help students prepare not just for the SAT, but AP, ACT, GRE, and other exams too. All you need is a library card. On Saturday, June 14th, Library staff will be at the opening day of Braintree's Farmers Market, right across the street from the library. The Farmers Market is open Saturdays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. There's wonderful fresh produce and treats from a variety of vendors. Come see us at the community table. Spin the wheel to win a prize. Pick up information about this year's summer reading program for all ages and chat with our librarians. At 11 a.m., come over for our outdoor story time for young children with me, Miss Elizabeth. Library summer hours start on Monday, June 16th and end on Labor Day. Thayer Public Library will be open 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Fridays. The library is closed on Saturdays during the summer. Call us at 781-848-0405 or visit thayerpubliclibrary.org. There's always something happening at Thayer Public Library.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. A preschool teacher at a Scituate daycare facility is accused of repeated verbal and physical mistreatment of the toddlers in her care. 29-year-old Lily Garofola, a former toddler teacher at Little Steps Learning Center and Child Care, was arraigned in Hingham District Court on Wednesday, May 21st on 12 misdemeanor assault and battery charges and 4 felony charges of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon charge, with the weapons listed as the floor, a wall, hands, feet, a desk, and a chair. She pleaded not guilty to all charges and was expected to post $1,000 cash bail following her arraignment. The Plymouth County District Attorney's Office said parents and staff members at the daycare had approached Scituate Police over the past several weeks regarding potential inappropriate physical conduct. A joint investigation by Scituate Police, the DA's office, and the State Department of Children and Families found reason to believe that Garofola physically assaulted 5 different children during school hours between April and May. The suspected abuse included pushing children to the ground and slamming children into tables, chairs, and walls. There were also reports of multiple incidents of verbal abuse. Most of the incidents were captured on surveillance video, according to court records. Garofola is scheduled to return to court July 1st for a pre-trial hearing. Quincy's economic outlook has been downgraded from stable to negative by S&P Global, though the city maintained its AA credit rating, S&P's third highest grade for long-term debt. The revision comes after the city's retirement system reported a $91.9 million investment loss in 2022, the year after Quincy borrowed $475 million to cover pension obligations. S&P cited the city's elevated debt burden and shrinking budgetary flexibility due to rising costs as key factors in the outlook change. The report warns there's a 1 in 3 chance Quincy's credit rating could be downgraded, which would make borrowing for public projects more expensive. However, the agency noted that Quincy's proposed fiscal 2026 budget takes steps to address concerns, including boosting debt service to $89.1 million. Looking for some summer fun? Randolph is hosting 2 exciting community events and everyone is invited. First up, Randolph Day is happening on Saturday, June 21st from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Zapustas Arena parking lot on North Street. The afternoon will be packed with family-friendly activities, including touch-a-truck, community tables, safety demos, a foam party, food trucks, and much more. No registration is required. Then on Thursday, July 3rd, don't miss the night before the 4th, parade and fireworks. The parade kicks off on North Main Street and the fireworks show follows right after. Randolph is also looking for community groups to walk in the parade, so if you want to represent your organization, email Ela Rose at randolph-ma.gov. Both events are free and open to the public. The Norfolk County Recovery Fest is coming to Braintree on Saturday, June 14th, offering a free day of music, hope, and community connection. Held from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Braintree Public Safety Complex on Washington Street, the event will feature live performances from local bands, family-friendly activities including a zip line, free food, and a competitive cornhole tournament hosted by Massachusetts Young People in Recovery. Organized to support those impacted by addiction and to celebrate recovery, the fest will also feature dozens of vendors from the recovery community offering resources and support. All are welcome to attend the uplifting and informative event. Weymouth will pay tribute to 5 Medal of Honor recipients this Memorial Day with the unveiling of new bronze statues at a special ceremony on Monday, May 26 at 11 a.m. at the Ralph Talbot Amphitheater. Mayor Robert Hedlund and the Weymouth Veterans Council will lead the event, making Weymouth the only town in the country with 5 Medal of Honor honorees. The ceremony will feature remarks from Weymouth native and retired 2-star Major General Paul K. Hurley and will include student participants, local honor guards, a wreath laying for the 50th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War, and the ceremonial raising of military flags. Funded in part by donations and Weymouth 400, each 6-foot statue will be paired with a citation plaque. Following the tribute, the United States Coast Guard Band will perform a free concert at 1 p.m. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment. Welcome back to Braintree Today. Before we get into recommendations, some entertainment news. George Wendt, an actor who earned 6 consecutive Primetime Emmy Award nominations for his role as Norm Peterson on the enduring sitcom Cheers, died on Tuesday at his home in Studio City, California at the age of 76. His death was confirmed by his manager, who did not specify a cause. During his life, Wendt racked up about 170 film and television credits, but he was best known for Cheers. He appeared in every episode of the sitcom during its 11-year run on NBC, beginning in 1982. His streak of Emmy nominations for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series began in 1984. A representative for the family said in a statement to CNN, quote, "George was a doting family man, a well-loving friend, and confidant to all of those lucky enough to have known him. He will be missed forever," end quote. Now here's some movie recommendations to get you through the weekend. First, Lilo and Stitch follows a lonely girl named Lilo who adopts a dog-like alien named Stitch in hopes it will mend her fractured family. Stitch is genetically engineered to be a force of destruction and is being pursued by aliens and social workers, while Lilo teaches Stitch the idea of family. The film stars Maya Kealoha and Chris Sanders. You can watch Lilo and Stitch now in theaters. Up next, The Last Rodeo follows a retired rodeo star who enters a high-stakes bull riding competition in order to save his grandson. Along the way, he confronts his past, discovers faith, and proves that true courage lies in family. The film stars Neil McDonough and John Avnet. You can watch The Last Rodeo now in theaters. And finally, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning follows IMF agent Ethan Hunt, who goes on a mission with his team to try and stop a man named Gabriel before he can obtain an AI program that can weaken the world's stability. The film stars Tom Cruise and Haley Atwell. You can watch Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning now in theaters. That'll do it for news today. Remember, if you're a customer of Verizon, you can watch BCAM TV in high definition on channel 2128. You can also now see us in high definition on Comcast on channel 1073. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll see you next time.